In this video, we're going to make sourdough pancakes using the overnight soaking method. And the reason why you want to soak the flour is because flour contains phytic acid. So once it is soaked overnight, it breaks down that phytic acid, making it more digestible. So let me show you how easy this is. 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. And I use this larger 8-cup bowl because in the next day we're going to add eggs and such to this. So 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of either milk, yogurt, buttermilk, or kefir, or a combination of them. I use kefir because I make my own raw milk kefir here at home, so I like to use that. I'm going to use my starter, which has been out all day. I've already used it for a recipe. It's been fed. It's very active. Going to use 1 very large tablespoon of starter. Look how beautiful the starter is. Going to stir these ingredients together. I love my stick stirrer. It will be a little lumpy at first. That is fine. This will smooth out over the hours that it is soaking overnight. And I'll check in on it in the evening, and if it looks like it needs another stir, I'll give it another stir, but you don't really have to. So this will stay in this bowl, and you cover it and you put it in a warm place overnight, and then in the morning we're going to add eggs, sugar, butter, vanilla, and I think that's it. So we'll do that tomorrow, but until then I keep it in a warm place, and I use this heated pad with a cake dome over it. The heat pad is on high, and that is going to stay here for the evening. The following morning, here's how the dough looks. It has had some activity. I give it a stir, it deflates, but has a nice consistency. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of salt. Give that a stir. We add 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 lightly beaten eggs, 2 teaspoons or more of vanilla, and what's the other thing? Oh, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Mix that together and add it. It looks light and fluffy. I use a 1/2 cup scooper for pouring the batter out. I cook the pancakes in coconut oil. I buy it in the 1-gallon jugs, and I will transport this into a smaller jar as needed, but right now it's just easy to scoop out from the big gallon. It's important to have a hot griddle. I have had it preheating for a little bit. I like to have the batter set up next to this. Since my griddle is on the center, I use this baking tray to hold the batter closer to the griddle. Keep the coconut oil nearby. Putting the coconut oil on to coat the whole surface. Let me see if I can get this out of the way so we can see. The 1/2-inch cup works on my griddle. Keeps it manageable. when they start to bubble like this, it's time to flip them, and you might have to add much more of the coconut oil. Let them cook for a minute or so on the other side. If you're not sure, just give it a little poke to make sure it's baked inside. It's time to plate these for taste testing. We make our own maple syrup here. This is our most recent batch. It's nice and rich in color. Here comes whiskey for a taste test.
What's that smell? I can smell it all the way upstairs in my office. It smells delicious down here.
Mmm. Pancakes. Okay, here they are. Whiskey's going to taste test.
Happy to. Mmm.
See?
The syrup is great.
Isn't it?
So the pancakes.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Coffee? So you have a cup here.
Thank you.
Just another day at the homestead. Mmm. Nice consistency of the syrup. Mmm.
Mmm.
Delish. We did a video on how we harvest and produce our maple syrup. So check that out. I'll put a link down below.